The largest scale Marvel series, Daredevil Born Again, of the year 2025, finally launched today. This show is not only visually intense, but the fight scenes are incredibly satisfying, with every punch landing hard. In terms of the plot, Daredevil also has quite a large scale. The big villain Kingpin wants to redeem himself, so he directly runs for mayor of New York City, and actually succeeds. After becoming mayor, Kingpin immediately starts a television speech, claiming that vigilantes are a cancer to the city, and that he will deal with these so-called heroes during his term. Shared out of his city. Today, 2 episodes were released. To ensure viewers enjoy it thoroughly, we've combined the 2 episodes into one seamless cut. Without further ado, let's dive into the main feature. In the bar, Foggy took a phone call and walked to the side. Matt overheard the conversation on the phone. It turned out that their friend was in trouble and asking for help, but by this time the assassin had already arrived at the door. Hearing the commotion from his friend, Matt said it would only take him 5 minutes to get to his friend's house, and he would set out immediately to help. And so, Daredevil makes his grand entrance. To save time, Daredevil was darting around on the rooftops. After all, on the street, he would have to watch for traffic lights. But on the rooftops, he could take the shortest distance between 2 points. But just then, Daredevil heard an unusual sound. He stopped and listened carefully to realize it was someone cocking a gun. What? Who? Daredevil knew he had fallen for a diversion tactic, and rushed to the tavern with all his might. But it was still too late. The sound of a dog barking. A figure emerged from the smoke, casually tossing smoke grenades into the tavern, ready to unleash chaos. Hello, Karen? How fortunately, Daredevil arrived just in time to save Karen's life. He and the assassin began an intense fight in the bar. I must say this long-take fight scene looks really thrilling. Although Daredevil intervened, the assassin still occasionally took the lives of tavern guests. Daredevil naturally couldn't let him go, and they fought from the first floor to the balcony. Thinking of the bullet wounds on Foggy, Daredevil couldn't forgive this bastard who hurt his friend, and pinned the assassin at the edge of the balcony. All Daredevil could do was keep beating the assassin. But at this moment, Foggy's situation was dire. I don't want to cry anymore, but I did cry. On the rooftop, Daredevil heard Karen say that Foggy passed away, and heartbroken he screamed to the sky. Why? Why? Karen, with blood-covered hands, didn't know what to do, and could only helplessly look up at the rooftop. Meanwhile, Daredevil was engulfed in grief over his friend's death, sobbing uncontrollably on the rooftop. At that moment, he made a decision in his heart. If he couldn't even save his friend's life, what right did he have to be Daredevil? And the most damned killer on the ground opened his eyes. 1 year later, the killer's case went to trial. Matt, as a witness, recounted the events of that day in court, as well as his tribute to Foggy. Finally, Matt gave his recommendations, to the fullest extent permitted by law. Based on Matt's testimony, the judge delivered a sentence. The assassin was sentenced to life imprisonment without parole, and he will never see the sun outside of prison again in his life. Returning home, Matt was in a good mood. The killer was finally brought to justice. He planned to make himself a big meal, but just then, he heard a speech on the television. It turned out the Kingpin announced he was running for mayor. What on earth is this big guy up to? Slinger wondered. Thinking back, Matt still decided to have a face-to-face talk with Kingpin. Seeing Matt appear, Kingpin tensed up completely. They are talking. Wondering if we could have a little chat. Arriving at a cafe, Matt said he could tell from Kingpin's footsteps that he had lost a lot of weight and gained quite a bit of muscle, indicating that Kingpin had been working hard recently. Kingpin straightforwardly told Matt that Foggy's death had nothing to do with him, and that if Matt was investigating him, it would be a waste of time. He now only wanted to run for mayor of New York to serve the people of New York. Matt was non-committal about Kingpin's words. 所以如果你对我说你是个新人，我说好。The movie scene. "所以如果你约界 I will go." Kingpin immediately understood what Matt meant. Although Daredevil hasn't appeared for a year, Matt can become Daredevil at any time and make a comeback. But Kingpin is not to be trifled with either. I will become the mayor of this city. When I become mayor, I will not tolerate people wearing ridiculous costumes anymore. Or the rule of law. If Daredevil appears again and threatens public property and citizen safety, he will be directly imprisoned. With his outstanding ability to incite, the mayor's seat of New York was secured by him, and the citizens supporting him graffitied in his honor on the city's walls. The powerful figures came to the campaign office to congratulate Kingpin in person, but Kingpin avoided everyone's congratulations, and quietly went to the balcony opposite Hell's Kitchen. Kingpin stared at Hell's Kitchen without moving, and no one knew what he was thinking. At the same time, Matt also arrived on the streets of Hell's Kitchen, and though he didn't see Kingpin, he sensed that he was there. Coinciding with the New Year, after getting his thoughts in order, Fisk sat at the desk of the mayor of New York and delivered a televised speech to all New York citizens. Fisk's face appeared on screens throughout Times Square, and the people gathered to cheer for Fisk. Fisk officially put forward his political agenda. We can protect ourselves without needing armored guards or men in Spider-Man suits to protect us. I want to go. No, don't. But on the same evening as Kingpin's speech, someone was bullying others at the train station. Heidi, who was passing by, went up to intervene, and the two people directly turned on him, so Hades could only fight back passively. But an accident occurred. NYPD, do not move. Now Heidi was directly arrested and jailed. Because the deceased was also a police officer, the New York Police Department advocated for a severe sentence for Heidi. After learning about this, Matt, who is a lawyer, went directly to him, saying that after understanding the case, he believed Heidi was innocent, but Heidi needed to tell him everything in detail, and he would try his best to find the person who ran away. If they found him, they could prove Heidi's innocence. When Heidi finished recounting the incident, Matt felt he was hiding something. So he had colleagues go to Heidi's home to search for clues. A female colleague had a heart-to-heart talk with Heidi's wife, while another person went to their bedroom to search around. 3 days later, he found a white tiger pendant and a battle suit in a box under the bed. It turned out that Heidi was the superhero White Tiger. Due to Jing's strong promotion of the harmfulness of superheroes on television, Heidi didn't dare to reveal this secret. After learning about this, Matt quickly went to meet with Heidi. I want to protect the streets because we seem to care. I will not. Meanwhile, the police held a funeral for the deceased officer, and after it concluded, the Kingpin arrived late. As the police chief, he had interacted with the Kingpin often before, and was aware of the Kingpin's past misdeeds. Now that the Kingpin had become the mayor of New York, the chief straightforwardly told the Kingpin that he did not trust him, and he would put his resignation on the table tomorrow. But when he came to resign the next day, Kingpin calmly showed his burger wrapper. Beneath the wrapper was a picture. It turned out the woman in the photo was the chief's lover and illegitimate child. With this trump card in hand, Kingpin proposed a condition. Had a movie scene. None. And expanded cadet class. Yes, that's not happening. So what do you say, Commissioner? Do we have a deal? Bye. Finally, with no more clues, Matt decided to follow the surviving officer. He followed the officer to his apartment building but didn't find anything. Luckily, he has a pair of sensitive ears. The officer made a phone call at home and he finally heard a clue. Matt quickly called his colleague from the law firm, asking him to head to the witness's home. After explaining the situation at the door, the witness invited Matt inside. Matt just told the witness that the corrupt cop was coming for an interview. At the door, there came a knock from the corrupt cop, who informed the witness that there was a car waiting downstairs, and Matt instructed the witness to quickly leave through the escape route. When the corrupt cop opened the door, he found only Matt inside, and in anger, he shoved Matt against the wall, throwing Matt's glasses on the ground. The corrupt cop questioned Matt about where the witness had gone, and seeing that Matt was not going to respond, the corrupt cop began to punch and kick Matt. Seeing that Matt refuses to say anything, Heijing isn't planning to leave empty-handed. He points a gun at Matt's head, ready to shoot. Matt has let Heijing Mima go once before, but this time he's not planning to show mercy. Ah, so dry. Good.